Donald J. Trump's return to the White House has been anything but quiet. In a whirlwind first month, he has taken actions that have left many questioning the very nature of the presidency. From shuttering long-standing government agencies to openly challenging the authority of Congress, Trump seems determined to reshape the executive branch in his own image. His actions have ignited a firestorm of controversy, with critics decrying what they see as a dangerous power grab and supporters applauding his decisive leadership. The shutdown of the U.S. Agency for International Development, USAID, a stalwart of American foreign policy for over 6 decades, sent shockwaves through Washington and beyond. Trump's creation of the Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, a new entity tasked with streamlining the federal bureaucracy and headed by none other than Elon Musk, has further fueled concerns about the concentration of power in the executive branch. The stage is set for a high-stakes battle over the balance of power in the U.S. government, with profound implications for the future of American democracy. Trump's decision to dismantle USAID, a move unprecedented in modern presidential history, has drawn sharp criticism from both sides of the aisle. Established in 1961 by President John F. Kennedy, USAID has long been a cornerstone of American foreign assistance, providing humanitarian aid and development assistance to countries around the world. The agency's work, often carried out in challenging and dangerous environments, has been credited with saving countless lives and promoting stability in some of the world's most vulnerable regions. Trump, however, has long been critical of foreign aid, viewing it as a waste of taxpayer dollars. He has repeatedly accused USAID of inefficiency and corruption, alleging that billions of dollars have been stolen from the agency. These claims have been disputed by former USAID officials and independent watchdog groups who point to the agency's rigorous financial controls and oversight mechanisms. Nonetheless, Trump has remained steadfast in his belief that USAID is in dire need of reform, and he has shown a willingness to use his executive power to achieve that goal. In place of USAID, Trump has tasked Elon Musk, the billionaire entrepreneur behind Tesla and SpaceX, with leading a new agency charged with overhauling the federal government. Dubbed the Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, this nascent entity has been granted sweeping authority to identify and eliminate waste, fraud, and abuse across the federal bureaucracy. Musk, a vocal supporter of Trump and a self-proclaimed champion of efficiency, has embraced his new role with characteristic zeal. However, DOGE's broad mandate and lack of congressional oversight have raised concerns among lawmakers and government watchdog groups. Critics worry that the agency could be used to target programs and initiatives that are out of step with the Trump administration's political agenda, regardless of their effectiveness or necessity. The potential for abuse is high, they argue, and the lack of transparency surrounding DOGE's operations only amplifies these concerns. Trump's actions have set off alarm bells among legal scholars and constitutional experts, who warn that he is testing the limits of presidential power. The Constitution grants the president broad authority to execute the laws of the land, but it also establishes a system of checks and balances designed to prevent any one branch of government from becoming too powerful. Congress, for example, has the power to appropriate funds, while the courts have the power to review the legality of executive actions. By unilaterally shutting down USAID and creating DOGE without congressional approval, Trump is arguably exceeding his constitutional authority. His actions raise serious questions about the separation of powers and the rule of law, principles that are fundamental to the functioning of American democracy. The stage is set for a potential constitutional crisis, as the courts are likely to be called upon to adjudicate the legality of Trump's actions. Section 5. A question of authority, Congress versus the President. The battle lines are being drawn between the executive and legislative branches as Congress grapples with how to respond to Trump's bold moves. Democrats, largely united in their opposition to Trump's agenda, have denounced his actions as an assault on democratic norms and vowed to fight them through every available means. Republicans, on the other hand, are more divided, with some expressing support for Trump's assertive approach and others voicing concern about his disregard for congressional prerogatives. The power of the purse, a cornerstone of congressional authority, is at the heart of this conflict. Congress has the sole power to appropriate funds for the federal government, and it can use this power to check the president's actions by withholding funding for programs or agencies it deems unnecessary or unlawful. However, Trump has shown a willingness to circumvent Congress by finding alternative sources of funding, or by simply ignoring congressional mandates. Section 6. Musk's controversial role. Elon Musk's appointment to lead DOGE has added another layer of complexity to the unfolding drama. Musk, a visionary entrepreneur and technological innovator, is a controversial figure in his own right. His supporters hail him as a genius and a disruptor, while his detractors criticize his management style, his treatment of workers, and his often erratic behavior on social media. Musk's involvement in DOGE has raised concerns about conflicts of interest, given his vast business holdings and his close ties to the Trump administration. Critics worry that Musk could use his position to benefit his own companies, or to advance his own political agenda. Moreover, Musk's lack of experience in government and his often impatient approach to problem-solving raise questions about his suitability for such a high-stakes role. Section 7. Public opinion, a divided nation. Trump's actions have further polarized an already deeply divided nation. His supporters, many of whom view him as a strong leader willing to challenge the status quo, applaud his decisive actions and his commitment to shrinking the size and scope of government. They see his efforts to rein in USAID and to streamline the federal bureaucracy as long overdue reforms that will save taxpayer dollars and make government more efficient. Trump's critics, on the other hand, view his actions with alarm, seeing them as evidence of his authoritarian tendencies and his disregard for democratic norms. They worry that his efforts to consolidate power in the executive branch pose a grave threat to the balance of power and the rule of law. The deep partisan divisions that have come to characterize American politics in recent years show no signs of abating, and Trump's actions have only served to exacerbate these divisions. Section 8. The looming shadow of a constitutional crisis. The potential for a full-blown constitutional crisis looms large, as the legality of Trump's actions is challenged in the courts. Legal experts are divided on whether Trump has the authority to unilaterally dismantle USAID and create DOGE without congressional approval. Some argue that his actions are within the bounds of his executive power, while others contend that he is exceeding his constitutional authority. The Supreme Court, the ultimate arbiter of constitutional disputes, may ultimately be called upon to decide this case. The court's ruling, whatever it may be, will have far-reaching implications for the balance of power between the executive and legislative branches. A ruling in favor of Trump would embolden him and future presidents to assert greater executive power, while a ruling against him would serve as a rebuke to his expansive view of presidential authority. Section 9. The future of the presidency, a crossroads. Trump's actions have ignited a debate about the nature of presidential power and the future of American democracy. His supporters see him as a transformative figure who is restoring strength and decisiveness to the presidency. His critics, on the other hand, view him as a dangerous demagogue who is eroding democratic norms and institutions. The outcome of this debate will have profound implications for the future of the United States. At stake are fundamental questions about the balance of power, the rule of law, and the very nature of American democracy. Only time will tell what the ultimate legacy of Trump's presidency will be. But one thing is certain: he has left an indelible mark on the office and on the nation.